In February 2026, the AI world didn't just change, it went to war. Behind the billion-dollar valuations, a single month of chaos exposed the truth about OpenAI and Anthropic. This is the story of how Anthropic won every battle and still lost the war. To understand the fallout, we have to start with a man named Peter Steinberger. He wasn't a Silicon Valley insider or a VC-backed founder chasing a quick exit. Steinberger was an Austrian engineer who built PSPDF-Kit, a framework used by giants like Dropbox, and grew it to over 100 million in revenue before selling. After the exit, he disappeared for 3 years. He called it an existential crisis. He didn't know what to build next until he discovered vibe coding. He told the pragmatic engineer that he had reached a point where he was shipping code he didn't even read. Pure AI assistance. 43 projects failed. But Project 44 was something else entirely. It was called Claudebot. Claudebot wasn't just another wrapper. It was an autonomous agent that could manage your life, powered by Anthropic's Claude model. It exploded, hitting 96,000 GitHub stars. But then, the trillion-dollar company Anthropic noticed, and they didn't send a thank you note. On January 27th, their lawyers demanded a name change. They claimed Claudebot sounded too much like Claude. The optics were a disaster. Steinberger complied, renaming it Moltbot, but the rename created a vacuum that crypto scammers were all too happy to fill. Scammers took over the old handles, pushing fake tokens and malware. Anthropic's safety-first brand was now inadvertently hurting users. By the time he changed it again to openclaw, the developer was fed up. He was becoming vendor neutral. And that's when the story really gets interesting. While this solo dev was drowning in legal threats, Anthropic was preparing a multi-million-dollar ambush. They aired 4 direct attack ads during Super Bowl LX. The first word on the screen? Betrayal. A direct shot at OpenAI's rumored ad plans. They used words like deception, treachery, and violation. They didn't name Sam Altman, but they didn't have to. The ads were surgical. OpenAI had been hinting at ads in ChatGPT, and Anthropic defined the narrative before OpenAI could even launch. Claude's usage spiked 11% in 2 days. The AI community was ecstatic. They saw Anthropic as the hero standing up to the corporate greed of OpenAI. But Sam Altman did not take the authoritarian label sitting down. He lashed out on X, calling the campaign dishonest. For a CEO usually so calculated, his response was raw. He was clearly rattled by the rich people's product accusation. Then, just 5 days later, OpenAI did the unthinkable. They proved Anthropic right. Ads appeared in ChatGPT. The backlash was instantaneous. 68% of Reddit comments were pure vitriol. The quitgpt movement started trending. Users pointed out that switching to Claude was just one browser tab away. There was no loyalty for a service that sold your data. Internal pressure mounted. Zoe Hitzig, a top researcher, resigned. She said she had deep reservations about monetizing the records of private human thought. OpenAI panicked. Within days, Chief Research Officer Mark Chen posted a public apology and disabled the ads. It was a total retreat. So, mid-February, Anthropic is winning. OpenAI is bleeding. The safety-first strategy looks like the only way forward, right? Wrong. Because while the giants fought, Peter Steinberger made a choice that changed everything. Steinberger published a blog post. He wasn't going with Anthropic, he was joining OpenAI. Sam Altman called him a genius. OpenAI promised to support openclaw as an independent foundation. The developer Anthropic sued was now OpenAI's secret weapon. Then Altman posted a single emoji, a lobster, the ultimate troll. The internet lost its mind. 15,000 likes in hours. Everyone knew what it meant. The fastest-growing open-source AI project was now in the arms of the competitor Anthropic spent millions trying to destroy. Steinberger's logic was simple. The regulatory weight in Europe was too much. GDPR, the AI Act. He needed a giant to help him ship fast. He wanted to change the world, not navigate red tape, and Anthropic's lawyers had already shown him what their version of safety looked like. But nobody's hands are clean in this story, not even the ethical ones. Reports emerged that the Pentagon was threatening to blacklist Anthropic. They wanted unrestricted access to Claude for military use. Anthropic was being squeezed from all sides. Too restrictive for the military, too aggressive for open-source developers. They spent millions on Super Bowl ads about trust while losing it on multiple fronts. The mask was slipping. OpenAI wasn't perfect either. They tried to monetize your most private thoughts and only stopped because they got caught. One tweet summed it up. The narrative flips every 3 weeks. Today's hero is tomorrow's villain. February 2026 was the month the mask slipped for everyone. Anthropic learned that you can't be the good guys while suing your fans. OpenAI learned that users will revolt if you touch their data. And Peter Steinberger? He learned that when two giants are fighting, the smartest move is to let them destroy each other and pick the one with the bigger check. The AI frontier is moving faster than ever. If you want to keep up with the scandals and the breakthroughs, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit the bell. This is just the beginning of the AI wars. I'll see you in the next one. What will March 2026 bring? We're watching. The battle for your browser, your data, and your trust is far from over. As autonomous agents become the norm, the question isn't which model is better. It's which company can keep its promises. OpenClaw is now an independent foundation, but the shadow of OpenAI looms large. Will it stay true to its open-source roots? Only time will tell. But based on February, the truth is usually uglier than the marketing. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2026 AI War Month. I'm your host, and this was an AI documentary investigation. Don't forget to check the links in the description for the full sources mentioned in this report. The Lobster has a new home. And the war? It's just getting started.